Welcome to our channel, Global English Stories. Today, I want to share something that can change the way you live, think, and feel forever. This is not just a book. It's a mirror, a guide, a quiet teacher that helps you understand one of the most powerful forces in life, money. The book is called The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Since it was published, it has sold over 8 million copies worldwide. This book is not about numbers or budgets or stock markets. It's about you, your emotions, your fears, your habits, your dreams. It's about why we spend, save, worry, and chase money the way we do. This book has changed millions of lives. Not because it teaches you how to get rich fast, but because it teaches you how to think clearly, feel safe, and act wisely around money. People who were always stressed about money. People who thought money was only for the lucky or the genius. People who made big mistakes and lost everything. They read this book, and they finally understood. It's not about being rich. It's about being wise. And the best part? This book is written in simple, powerful words. And today, I will explain it in even simpler English. So while you learn how money really works, you will also grow your English skills, listening, understanding, and thinking in English all at once. If you've ever felt confused, anxious, or even ashamed about money, if you want to feel free, in control, and calm about your future, stay with me till the end, because this one book might finally give you the peace, power, and confidence you've been searching for. Let's begin. This book contains 20 powerful chapters, and in this video, I've broken down each one for you, using simple English, real-life stories, and practical lessons you can apply in your own life. Chapter 1. No one's crazy. In this chapter, Morgan Housel begins with a powerful reminder. No one sees money the same way. What feels wise to you might look foolish to someone else. But here's the truth. They're not crazy. Money is not just math. It's memory. It's emotion. It's experience. Imagine this. A man who grew up during the Great Depression saves every dollar like it's his last. A woman who saw her parents lose their home in a market crash might never invest again. Another person who became wealthy during a bull market takes wild risks, believing they'll always win. None of these people are wrong. They're just reacting to what life has taught them. We don't make financial decisions on spreadsheets. We make them from our scars and our stories. In this chapter, Housel shares the story of Grace Groner. She lived a humble life, buying clothes on sale, living in a one-bedroom house. But behind her quiet lifestyle, she had invested early in Abbott Laboratories and held on for decades. By the time she passed away, she had saved over $7 million, which she donated to charity. To many, her life seemed small, but to her, it was full, peaceful, and wise. That's the lesson. We all play the game of money with different goals and histories. So the next time someone spends, saves, or invests in a way that doesn't make sense to you, pause. They're not crazy. They're living out a money story shaped by their past. And maybe, just maybe, they're doing the best they can with the story they were given. Reflection question. Think back to your childhood. What's one belief about money you inherited from your family? Now ask, is it still serving you today, or is it time to let it go? Chapter 2. Luck and Risk. In this chapter, Morgan Housel reminds us of a simple but often uncomfortable truth. Life is not fair, and money doesn't always follow hard work. Sometimes success is luck, and failure? It's not always your fault. It can be risk. Let's understand this. Imagine two students. Both study hard. One gets a great teacher, and the other gets a terrible one. The first one becomes a star. The second struggles. Did one work harder? No, but their results were different. Why? Because of luck and risk. It's the same with money. You might hear about someone who became a millionaire by investing in a company early, like Facebook or Apple. But did they know it would become that big? Sometimes they were just lucky. On the other hand, someone may lose all their money in a business. They worked hard, had a great idea, but the market crashed. That's not stupidity. That's risk. This doesn't mean you shouldn't try, but it does mean don't copy others blindly. Don't compare your life with someone else's highlight reel. And don't judge your success or failure too harshly. The goal is not to avoid all risk or wait for luck. The goal is to prepare, stay humble, and try wisely. Because in the world of money, one lucky break can change a life. But one big risk can break it too. In this chapter, Housel shares the story of Bill Gates. Yes, Gates was smart, driven, and bold. But he was also one of the very few students in the entire country who had access to a computer at his school in 1968. That was rare, and it was luck. Another brilliant kid at a different school with no computer never got that same shot. Now flip the coin. Someone else might pour their heart into a startup, work late nights, take every right step, but the economy crashes. They lose everything. That's not foolishness. That's risk. So what's the lesson here? Don't blindly copy someone else's path. Don't judge your progress against someone else's lucky moment. And don't blame yourself for every failure. Instead, prepare. Stay humble. Try smart. Because money is a game of chances. And in that game, one stroke of luck can lift you high, but one roll of risk can bring you down. Chapter 3, Never Enough. Let me ask you something. How much money is enough? If your answer is a little more than I have right now, you're not alone, but you may be on a dangerous path. In this chapter, Morgan Housel explores the idea that many people chase money like it's a race with no finish line. They earn more, spend more, want more, and then they feel just as empty as before. Why? Because they never stop to ask, what is enough for me? We live in a world that shouts, more is better. A bigger house, a flashier car, more followers, more fame. But the truth is, if you don't know what enough looks like, you'll never feel rich. In this chapter, Housel shares the story of a man who had billions of dollars. He was already wealthy beyond imagination. Yet, he made one greedy move to get even more, and lost it all. Why? Because he didn't know when to stop. He had no personal definition of enough. Knowing what is enough doesn't mean you lack ambition. It means you honor what you already have. It means protecting your peace, your sleep, your time, your life. True wealth isn't in what you keep chasing. It's in being content with what you have, while still working wisely for what you want. Practice exercise. Take a piece of paper and write. What do I truly need to live happily? What does enough look like for me? Look at that paper every time you feel the pull of more. Because once you know you're enough, you gain something money can't buy. Peace. Chapter 4, Confounding Compounding. In this chapter, a secret is shared about money that most people don't truly understand. Small things grow big if you give them time. It's called compounding. And it's not just powerful, it's magical. But the magic only works if you stay patient. Let's talk about Warren Buffett. He's one of the richest people in the world. But here's what most people don't see. He started investing when he was just 10 years old, and he's now over 90. Do you know when most of his wealth came? After he turned 50, because he stayed in the game for over 80 years. His money didn't just grow, it exploded. In the book, Morgan Housel shares that Buffett is worth over $84 billion. And $81.5 billion of that came after his 65th birthday. Not because he picked some secret stock, but because he let time do its job. It's like planting a tree. You water it every day, but nothing seems to happen. Then one day it shoots up. That's compounding. But most people can't wait. They get impatient. They pull out the plant before it grows. They switch investments. They chase quick wins and lose the quiet, steady magic of compounding. Think of it like this. If you double $1 every day, it becomes over $1 million in just 30 days. But most people quit on day 10 when they only have $512. Compounding doesn't reward the smartest. It rewards the most patient. Chapter 5. Getting wealthy versus staying wealthy. Getting rich and staying rich are not the same. They need different skills and different mindsets. To get wealthy, you need to take bold steps. Start a new business. Take a smart risk. Believe in something before the world sees it. But to stay wealthy, you need something else. Humility, care, and a little fear. Many people get rich once in their life. Very few stay rich forever. Why? Because they think being rich makes them untouchable. In the book, there's a powerful example. Jesse Livermore was one of the most famous traders in the 1920s. He made millions during the 1929 crash, while others were losing everything. People thought he was a genius. But after that, he kept chasing bigger bets, riskier plays. He thought he couldn't lose. But he did. He lost it all. And, sadly, he never recovered. What went wrong? He knew how to get rich, but he didn't know how to stay rich. Staying wealthy means accepting that luck played a role. It means saving, not just for tomorrow, but for the unknown. It means understanding that just one mistake, one bad day, one unexpected crash can take everything. So if you've made money, don't rush to double it. Take a step back. Think long-term. Protect what you've earned. Key point: savings equals safety. Not every dollar must be invested. Some dollars are there to help you sleep well, stay in the game, and survive the storm. Chapter 6. Tails You Win. In this chapter, the book teaches us a surprising truth. Life and money don't always follow logic or fairness. We often expect success to come evenly. If you make 100 investments, you might think you'll get 100 small profits. Add them all up, and you become rich, right? But that's not how real life works. Most of the time, it's just a few big wins, rare and unexpected, that create almost all the success. These are called tail events. They're the long shots, the surprises that take off way beyond what you imagine. Think about this. Out of over 400 companies that the venture capital firm Bessemer invested in, only about 15 companies, just 4%, made most of the profits. But those few winners earned so much that they covered all the losses and made the firm hugely successful. The same idea shows up in stories we know well. Walt Disney nearly failed many times. But then came Snow White, just one movie that changed everything. That one success made Disney what it is today. This chapter reminds us, success is not about constant wins. It's about waiting for and recognizing the rare big wins. So don't get discouraged by losses or small failures. In the world of money, sometimes one big win can change your life forever. Key point: focus on finding the opportunities that could be tail events, because sometimes just one win is all you need. Chapter 7. Freedom. Why do we want money? Most people think it's for the house, the car, the vacations. But deep down, what we really want is something more important. Freedom. The freedom to wake up and choose your own day. To say no when something doesn't feel right. To spend time with family. To rest when you need it. To live life on your own terms. That is the true wealth money can give you. Not gold, not gadgets, but the freedom of time. In this chapter, the book reminds us of a powerful truth. People feel happiest not when they are richest or most famous, but when they control their own time. They want to say, I'll do it when I want, how I want, and with whom I want. The book shares a story about Morgan Housel's friend. This friend didn't make millions, but he saved enough to leave a job he didn't like. He could spend afternoons with his kids, walk in the park in the middle of the day, and live a simple, happy life. That, the book tells us, is real success. Practice this thought. Instead of asking, how can I make more money? Try asking, what kind of freedom do I want in my life? And how can money help me get that? Call to action. Protect your time. Buy your freedom before buying more stuff. Because in the end, freedom is the richest reward money can offer. Chapter 8. Man in the Car Paradox. We often think that if we buy something expensive, a flashy car, a big house, a designer watch, people will admire us, that they will see us as successful, important, or powerful. But here's the strange truth Morgan Housel points out in this chapter. People don't admire us for the things we have. They admire themselves when they see those things. Imagine a man driving a fancy car. He thinks, wow, people must think I'm amazing. But the reality? People inside their own cars aren't looking at him. They're thinking about their own lives, worries, or what they want to buy next. In the book, there's a simple but powerful example. Someone sees a man in a luxury car and thinks, I want a car like that. But they don't think much about the man himself. It's like buying a trophy for yourself, hoping others will admire you, but really, they admire the trophy, not you. Point to remember, buying things to impress others is like chasing a shadow. It never truly satisfies. True respect and happiness come from within, not for what you own. Ask yourself, am I spending money to feel better for myself or to impress others? Because real confidence comes from being comfortable with who you are, not what you drive or wear. Chapter 9. Wealth is what you don't see. Most people think wealth is about showing off. Big houses, fancy cars, expensive clothes. But the truth is different. In this chapter, Morgan Housel explains that wealth is often invisible. It's the money saved, invested, or quietly growing in the background. The things you don't show, but that give you real security and freedom. Imagine two people. One buys a brand new sports car. The other saves that same money, quietly investing it for the future. The first person may look rich, but the second person is building real wealth. You don't see their money because it's in bank accounts, stocks, or retirement plans. But it's real, and it's powerful. Morgan Housel shares an example of a person who drives a modest car and lives simply, but has millions quietly growing in investments. They don't need to brag. Their wealth works for them silently. True wealth is the money you don't spend. It's the freedom you gain, not the things you show. Remember, next time you see someone showing off, remember that real wealth might be hidden behind the scenes. Ask yourself, am I building wealth or just buying the appearance of it? Chapter 10. Save money. In this chapter, we learn that saving money is one of the simplest, yet most powerful ways to build wealth. It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep. Morgan Housel teaches us that saving is about freedom, not just future spending. When you save, you give yourself choices. You can handle emergencies. You can invest when opportunities come. You can sleep peacefully at night. In the book, there's a story about Ronald Red, a janitor and gas station attendant. He didn't earn much, but he saved diligently for decades. By the time he passed away, he left behind millions of dollars, all from simple, consistent saving and smart investing. Point to remember, you don't need a big income to start saving. Even small amounts matter if you do it regularly. Practice this. Make saving a habit, not a one-time thing. Set aside a small percentage of your income, no matter what. This habit will protect you and build your future. Start today. No amount is too small. Your future self will thank you for the money you save now. Chapter 11. Reasonable more than rational. When it comes to money, people often say, be rational. But Morgan Housel reminds us that being reasonable is more important. Why? Because humans are not robots. We have emotions, fears, hopes, and biases. Money decisions are made by people, not by perfect calculators. A perfectly rational decision might look smart on paper, but if it makes you anxious, unhappy, or causes stress, then it's not reasonable for you. In this chapter, Housel gives an example of two investors. One follows strict, cold logic, investing only in what's best mathematically. The other adjusts their decisions based on their own comfort and feelings. The second investor is more likely to stick with their plan long term because their choices feel reasonable to them. Point to remember, your money choices should fit your life, your personality, and your peace of mind. Call to reflect. Are your financial decisions making you happy, or are they causing constant worry? If the latter, it might be time to choose what's reasonable for you, not just what's theoretically perfect. Call to action. Balance your head and your heart. Make money decisions that you can live with peacefully, because lasting success comes from staying in the game. Chapter 12. Surprise. Life and money are full of surprises. No plan can perfectly predict the future. Morgan Housel tells us that the unexpected is the only thing we can count on. The world changes fast. New technologies appear, economies rise and fall, and markets shift without warning. This means your financial journey will not be a straight line. You will face ups and downs you never imagined. The book shares a powerful example, the story of the internet's rise. Few investors predicted how big it would become, and those who didn't adapt lost out, while others who embraced the surprise made fortunes. Remember, expect surprises. Plan for the unexpected. Don't panic when things go wrong, because surprises are normal. Now I want to ask you, are you prepared to handle sudden changes? Do you have a safety net? Call to action. Build flexibility into your financial plan. Save for emergencies. Stay curious and ready to learn, because the best way to win with money is to accept surprises and use them. Chapter 13. Room for Error. In this chapter, Morgan Housel teaches us to always leave some room for error, a safety margin in money and life. Life is full of surprises, and things don't always go as planned. Why? Because no matter how smart or careful you are, the future is unpredictable. Unexpected expenses happen. Markets crash. Jobs change. Health can fail. Even the best plans can face problems we cannot see coming. In the book, Housel tells the story of Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors ever. Buffett always keeps a big cash reserve, so he can handle bad times or jump on new opportunities quickly. This cushion of safety helped him survive the 2008 financial crisis when many others lost everything. Important point. Building wealth isn't just about making smart moves. It's about protecting yourself against mistakes and bad luck. Leaving room for error means you can keep going even when things go wrong. Think about this. If you bet everything on one big risk, you might lose it all. But if you prepare for surprises, you have a better chance to recover and grow stronger. Ask yourself, do you have a financial cushion? How much room do you leave for unexpected problems? Planning for error isn't weakness, it's wisdom. In money and life, The safest path is often the one with space to breathe and recover. Chapter 14. You'll change. Our goals and dreams don't stay the same. Morgan Housel reminds us that you will change over time. Your ideas about money, success, and happiness will shift. What excites you today might feel different in 5 or 10 years. Maybe now you want to earn a lot of money fast, but later, peace and time with family will matter more. This is natural. Life changes us in ways we don't always expect. In this chapter, Housel asks an important question. Will your future self thank you for the choices you make today? This question helps us think deeply about our decisions. Reflection. Try writing a letter to your future self. What do you hope your money will do for you in 5 or 10 years? What kind of person do you want to become? What kind of life do you want to live? This simple exercise helps you see how your goals might evolve over time. The secret is to be flexible. Don't lock yourself into one idea of success. Let your money serve your changing life. Money is a tool, not the goal. When you accept that your wants will change, you can make smarter choices today. You won't feel stuck or pressured to follow a single path. Remember, growing and changing is part of life's journey. Your money habits should grow with you, not hold you back. When you keep this in mind, your future self will thank you for the patience and wisdom you show now. Chapter 15. Nothing's free. In life, everything has a price. Morgan Housel teaches us that nothing is truly free, especially success. When you work hard to earn money or build a business, you give up something in return. It might be time with family, your health, or peace of mind. Every choice comes with a trade-off. For example, think about a successful entrepreneur who spends 12 hours a day working. They might make a lot of money, but miss important moments with their children or friends. This is the cost of their success. Housel explains that understanding these trade-offs helps you make better decisions. You must decide what you are willing to give up to get what you want. Sometimes, choosing money means less free time. Sometimes, choosing more free time means earning less. Example: a friend of mine chose a stable job with fewer hours instead of a high-paying but stressful role. He valued calm and time with family over more money. This is a perfect example of a trade-off. What you should do before chasing success, ask yourself, what am I willing to give up? Are the trade-offs worth it to you? Knowing this helps you create a life that fits your true values, not just what others say is successful. Success means different things to different people, and every success story has its own price. Chapter 16. You and Me. In this chapter, Morgan Housel tells us that everyone has a unique story with money. Our money decisions are shaped by our own experiences, family, culture, and past. No two people think about money in exactly the same way. Because of this, what works for one person might not work for another. You can't just copy someone else's financial goals or strategies and expect them to fit your life. For example, some people grew up during tough economic times. They might be very careful with money and save everything. Others grew up in wealth and might be comfortable taking risks. Both views are shaped by their personal stories. This means your money goals should be personal. What feels right for you might be different from your friends or family. You need to understand your own values and dreams first. Don't copy others' financial goals blindly. Create goals that fit your life, your values, and your future. In the book, Housel says this helps avoid frustration and disappointment. When you try to live someone else's money story, you might feel lost or unhappy. Instead, focus on your own path. Think about what money means to you: security, freedom, happiness. Build a plan that matches your unique story. Key point to remember: financial success is not about matching others. It's about understanding yourself. Chapter 17. The Seduction of Pessimism. In this chapter, we learn a powerful truth. Pessimism sounds smarter than optimism. Pessimism is the belief that bad things are more likely to happen or that the worst will happen. Why it sounds smarter? Because danger feels urgent. It grabs your attention. It makes you feel like you're being careful. But the world doesn't only move backward. It grows. It improves. It heals. Yet, that quiet progress is easy to ignore. In the book, Morgan Housel shares how people respond more seriously to bad news than to good news. When someone says, the market is crashing, everyone listens. But if someone says, things will recover, we roll our eyes. That's the seduction of pessimism. It tricks us into fear. In this chapter, he reminds us of something hopeful. Even after wars, crises, and crashes, humanity has always found a way forward. We build, we adapt, and we keep going. Optimism is not blind. It's brave. Practice this thought. Next time you hear bad news, pause. Ask yourself, is this fear real or just loud? Balance your fear with facts. Call to action. Don't let fear rule your decisions. Train your mind to see hope, even when things seem dark, because history shows us again and again. Progress wins. Chapter 18. When you'll believe anything. In this chapter, we explore a deep part of human nature. We love stories. We need stories. They help us make sense of the world. But sometimes, they make us believe things that just aren't true. Money is complex. The economy is unpredictable. Markets move for reasons no one fully understands. But our brains don't like that. So we create simple stories to explain everything. In the book, Morgan Housel shows how dangerous that can be. People fall for easy answers. Buy this and you'll get rich. Follow this rule and you'll never lose money. But real life isn't so neat. It's messy and it doesn't always follow a script. He tells us that it's okay not to know everything. It's okay to say, I don't understand this. That kind of honesty protects us from bad decisions. In this chapter, we're reminded that wisdom often looks like humility. The more you know about money, the more you realize how much you don't know. Practice this thought. Instead of clinging to simple stories, try asking, what's the bigger picture here? Can I sit with uncertainty? Tip to action. Be careful with advice that sounds too easy. Trust the slow, steady path. And don't be afraid to say, I'm still learning. Chapter 19, All Together Now. In this chapter, you're not just reading words. You're being reminded of something important, something that could change your life. Morgan Housel brings all the lessons together here, not to impress you with facts, but to guide you gently toward a better, freer, more meaningful life. You've come this far, and that already means something. It means you care. You want to make wiser choices, not just with your money, but with your time, your future, and your peace of mind. So here's the final truth. Managing money isn't really about numbers. It's about behavior. It's about you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be rich today. You just need to be honest with yourself, your values, and your goals. The book reminds you, wealth isn't built in a day. It's built slowly through small, wise choices. Saving a little, staying calm during market storms, thinking long-term instead of chasing shortcuts. There's no secret formula, because your journey is your own. Your dreams, your fears, your responsibilities, they're unique. But no matter your path, the values that carry you forward are the same. Humility, patience, caution, consistency, and hope. Let money be your servant, not your master. Let it give you freedom, not stress. Let's support a life that feels right to you, not a life that looks good to others. This chapter isn't just a summary. It's a hug in the form of a reminder. You don't need to prove anything to the world. You just need to take care of your future self. And you can start that today. Take everything you've learned and choose just one idea to practice. Only one, because real change doesn't come from doing everything. It starts with one honest step. Chapter 20, Confessions. This chapter isn't just about lessons learned. It's about honesty. Morgan Housel opens up, sharing his own money struggles and the imperfect choices he's made along the way. It's a reminder that no one is perfect with money. Not the experts, not the authors, not even you. Money isn't a math problem to solve once and for all. It's a lifelong journey full of mistakes, successes, doubts, and growth. Housel invites you to stop pretending you have it all figured out. Because real wisdom comes from accepting your limitations, your fears, and your unique path. It's okay to feel uncertain. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to learn as you go. The most important thing is to keep showing up, to keep trying, adapting, and improving. Money is personal. It's tied to your values, your happiness, your freedom. No one else's story will ever match yours perfectly. So embrace your journey, flaws, triumphs, and all. Be kind to your future self. And remember, every small step forward is progress worth celebrating. This chapter is a quiet nudge. You're human. You're enough. And that is exactly what you need to build a meaningful financial life. And I believe in you. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed it, please like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe to Global English Stories for more amazing stories that help you learn English and inspire you. Your support means a lot. Together, we can learn, grow, and succeed. See you in the next story.